In his blackmail battle with the National Enquirer, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos last week pointed out that AMI, the parent of the Enquirer, was oddly sensitive to Bezos' charge that the company's relationship with Saudi Arabia was questionable. Well, the Dow Jones Newswire is now reporting this afternoon that the Enquirer's legal team sought advice last year from the Department of Justice on registering as a foreign agent due to its close ties with Saudi Arabia. Washington Post owner Jeff Bezos saying this relationship was part of the reason the Enquirer sought to blackmail him regarding embarrassing photos. Bezos accusing the Enquirer of seeking payback due to the Post's ongoing investigation into the death of columnist and Saudi critic Jamal Khashoggi, who was killed by Saudi operatives. Joining us now is Charlie Gasparino. Charlie, no shortage of storylines here.
We should point out it's not just Dow Jones. The Fox Business will have this. We all have the letter that Mr. Pecker wrote to the Justice Department asking for clarification. Listen, I think there's a couple stories here, and I will tell you this, Liz. I don't know about you. I was working this weekend. I was doing doing a story about the Fox RSNs. It's on foxbusiness.com. So I was speaking to a lot of people on Wall Street, and this is what everybody's talking about because it covers so many areas. It covers high finance, covers one of the biggest companies in America, it covers journalism, covers journalism ethics, it covers Trump because of David Pecker's close relationship with Donald Trump. I should point out that I know David Pecker well. I once did a personal finance column, a couple columns for him, for Men's Fitness magazine. That's one of the other magazines, one of the other properties AMI owns, so just full disclosure. Actually like the guy. He and I graduated from Pace University together, by the way, different times. But
bravo.
Get all that out of the way. Here's the problem that he faces. I think it's twofold. Number one, is what he did to Bezos, the letter saying, if you don't do X, meaning cease and desist your investigation into how your emails were hacked, and say that phone were hacked, and also say that we didn't obtain them illegally. If you don't do that, we will do this, which is publishing all sorts of racy pictures about him and his girlfriend. Is that extortion legally common law? Spoke with John Coffey, who's pretty good at this stuff. John over at Columbia University, one of the best business law professors, finance laws. He says it doesn't quite make it because it's not directly involving money and it's not involving death threats.
Exactly.
Stop. Let me just finish. Okay. Spoke with other former federal prosecutors this weekend as well. Could this blow up the deal, even if it falls short of the legal definition of extortion? Could this blow up the deal that Pecker has with the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District? Remember, there's some sort of 3-year plea deal that he's got with them, right? Maybe I'm not saying it right.
No, but it's a deal. You can't get into any trouble
for 3
whatsoever.
Years based on your working with Michael Cohen and the whole issue of paying hush money and hush money payments. That AMI and National Enquirer was somewhat of a conduit for that
during the Trump campaign for presidency.
That he was part of this illegal way to benefit Trump. He can't get in trouble. So that's where he's got some issue, because by doing this letter, which came after that agreement, you're showing that you may have entered into that agreement in bad faith. Just saying. That's where this thing...
Judge Napolitano says David Pecker is in huge trouble.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying that I don't know if it meets the legal definition of extortion. But he signed the agreement with the U.S. Attorney for not doing anything bad, and he signed it, and then he did something kind of like on the borderline. I'm just telling you, it's not... It doesn't look right. And, here's the thing, Liz. I take no pleasure in this. This is going to go to the White House. There will be a Trump. This will hurt Donald Trump, because David Pecker has been doing Donald Trump's work for him. He's been doing it for years. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Catch and release.
Catch and release.
Catch and kill.
Catch and kill the stories. It's going to have an impact on the guy running the White House, and that's the sad part.
Well, threatening to damage someone's reputation is extortion if the person's goal is to get money or something else that they don't already own.
So they tried...
Reputation is value.
Just let me make the point here. They tried that with insider trading, that, you needed to show a benefit to the guy that was tipping you off of money, and the U.S. Attorney expanded it to, like, helping him out in business. It doesn't always wash with appellate courts. I'm just telling you. That doesn't mean he's not in trouble, okay?
Charlie, thank you very much. Charlie Gasparino.